Good evening, friends. I'm Dr. Rupa Shah. For last 9 weeks, I've been continuously speaking on one subject and relating it to the flower remedies. Basically, I'm a medical doctor. I'm an allopathic doctor. But more than 35 years ago, I chose a different path. I realized that allopathic system was only treating symptoms, and it was like very short-term kind of management of disease system and nothing to do with health. They were not into prevention of medicine diseases so much, rather than they were always busy managing disease, more drugs, more prescription, drug interactions, complications, and finally, the patient would die. They were not always looking for the cause or treating the cause or finding out why, something gets better or something doesn't get better. It was always shoot, 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 kill, surgery, you know, all this. So I realized that it was not holistic approach and it was not taking into consideration the mind, emotions, and body. So therefore, I decided to explore all the other systems of healing. And it all started with homeopathy, Ayurveda, magnetotherapy, acupuncture, acupressure, finally aromatherapy, and I came across flower remedies. And I started using Bach flower remedies initially, and then later on, me and my husband, Dr. Atul Shah, together we decided to explore the healing power of Indian flowers. And that's where our journey began, exploration of healing power of flowers. And we have not looked back. It has been 35 years now. We've been using various flower remedies with tremendous results. We haven't kind of wasted our life uh, going after flowers, because over the years so many different patients whom allopathic system thought was incurable or irreversible, we have been able to help them completely reverse their diseases one step at a time, gradually stop their remedies, show them a path to become healthy. And it was not easy initially. It was quite hard. We had to work, we had to learn, we had to unlearn a lot of things, explore, always, learn about a disease, not in a very different way, very new way. It has been quite a journey, and even after so many years, I am still learning new things. I'm still exploring. Some new challenges come up. Some patients get better, I learn. But when some patients don't get better, I learn much more. So I've remained a student, and I've been very humble and learning a lot. So today, one of my favorite topic is weight management through natural remedies, support of natural therapies, and of course the diet and lifestyle. What I have learned and what I do in my practice, this is what I'm going to share. So just wait for a moment. I'm going to check something and then we'll start. All right. So I was just checking the Facebook live part and drugs, no prescription, drug. Yes, it's working perfect. So let us begin. I'm going to share my slides and we'll take it from there. If any of you have questions, please, you're welcome to write down in the chat box and then we'll take it from there. Is everything okay? Everybody can hear me? If not, please do write in the chat section. We'll pay attention if you can't hear. So weight management has been a big business all over the world. And how come this has happened? Because now we see more and more people obese, very, obese, like not just 5 or 10 kilo more, but some of them are literally double their optimum weight. And it has become a very big issue. It starts very early. It starts even in children. As young as 10-year-olds, I see them that they are obese and they are dieting or they are doing some, uh, exercise or some plan they are following just to lose weight. It's kind of very horrifying to see that, how early all this starts. And surely something is wrong with the way we eat and the way we live. This is what has happened. So it has been a big business all over the world. I see big posters, lose 3 kilo in 1 week or in 2 days, this kind of posters, and people are, falling for it, and they try all kinds of diet. Nowhere in the history of mankind I have seen so much confusion about diet and its effect on health. And often people, they are, 5 kilo more, and they'll say, we are a little bit healthy. No, you're not healthy. You are actually 5 kilo extra. You need to shed that. So they think it's normal, but it's not normal. It is the first sign your body tells you that there's something wrong with it. So do pay attention. Very, very important. Do let me know if I'm not audible, okay? So let us begin. There's an entire fashion industry that keeps telling us to be lean and thin and good looking, and do all sorts of things somehow to start looking very good. So that drives, this weight loss industry quite a lot. So some of you might have seen my video on 31 mistakes, 30 actually, mistakes made while losing weight. I thought it was very important for me to share. The video was done in Gujarati and then in Hindi, and it has become quite successful. I have got loads of inquiries after this, and people understand what I'm talking about. So over the years, I observed my patients, and I saw that they make so many different mistakes when they're trying to lose weight or trying to gain optimum weight. So let us begin. I've added one more to the list. It has become 31. So I would like to go over it one by one, and then we'll see what we can understand out of this. So the mistake number one, are you trying a diet plan or implementing a permanent lifestyle change? So most people are, trying a diet plan, and that too for the benefit for a short-term duration. And if you are doing that, then benefit will disappear equally fast as you have received. If you're looking for a permanent solution, then you will have to find out the reason for more weight. And after knowing the reason, only you can remove the exact reason and you will get permanent benefit or the result. So all the efforts or remedies or experiments done without knowing the exact reason of excessive weight gain will only fail. It will go like a waste. Do you also measure quantity of food and then eat? Are you into calorie counting, whether you like the food or not, or you try to eat, you suppress your inner desire and try to eat? Or do you hold such ideas that some food is good and some is not good, or this much quantity is correct and this much is not correct? Do you eat every 2 hours? Some of my patients follow this. They eat every 2 hours. They keep eating something. Somebody has told them that you have to eat every 2 hours. So what happens? Their stomach is overworking and there is no rest. And what should I eat now? What will I eat later? All these thoughts only keep coming in their mind whole day. And they get very tensed when they think that they have to go hungry. And they just cannot go hungry. This is what happens. Mistake number 4, in the morning, you drink warm water with lemon and honey daily, thinking that you are going to lose weight. And maybe you have tried many such methods, many herbal kadha or such drinks you have taken, and maybe you have taken all kinds of tablets and pills, and yet you have not lost any weight. Mistake number 5 is going hungry. You eat less than your actual hunger. You suppress your hunger. You are taking pills to suppress your appetite, and your stomach is howling for food and you choose to ignore. And you eat little bit and then you get up from the table. So this is the 5th mistake. 6th mistake is eating very, very fast. Eating fast, eating without chewing, and gulping down the food without experiencing the taste of food. This is the sixth mistake. The seventh is, you start fasting suddenly. Suddenly you just want to fast. No preparations, nothing. Oh, I'm going to fast from tomorrow. And then you also break your fast, fasting very suddenly. And then while fasting is going on, you are still eating here and there, some portions of food. That also is not correct. Mistake number 8 is picking up diet plans from family and friends and then try to follow it. Also taking advice from anyone and everyone about diet and weight loss and then try to follow it. This is very common, I have observed. Mistake number 9 is crash diet plans, like how to lose 5 kilo weight in 15 days, such crash dieting plans. And these way one believe that I am going to lose weight. Then mistake number 10 is one tries to eat foods that he or she has never eaten before in life, like high protein shakes or oats upma, that you've not eaten ever in your life. So this is what, you experiment with. Mistake number 11, eating only raw foods. Whether you can digest or not, that is secondary, but you'll suddenly just eat, lots of raw and not understanding the mechanism. Mistake number 12, taking everything with sugar-free chemicals added in it. You think that this will not increase your weight, so you buy all this sugar-free from the market or food that has sugar-free chemicals added in it. And you think that you are not going to put on weight. Mistake number 13, following a diet plan just for few days and just for few months only. You think I'm going to follow this plan and that plan and just do it for a very, very short time. And that's what happens. Then mistake number 14 is there is a very deep link or relationship between mind and emotions and body. And this you are not aware about, that if you are depressed, or if you have anxiety, you have some pride, some shock, some guilt, then you're going to eat very differently than when you are very happy. So emotions have very deep link with your body shape and body weight. Then mistake number 15, feeling very guilty while eating meals. You want to eat, but you feel very guilty. You love that samosa. You look at it and you feel very guilty. You want to eat, you do eat, and then after eating, you feel very guilty. So guilt is also a very bad emotions for weight loss. Then mistake number 16 is carrying concepts in head like such and such foods will increase the weight and some foods will decrease the weight. And accordingly, some people will never eat bananas, some people will never eat rice. So all this also goes on. Isse mera wajan badhega, kam hoga, all that. Mistake number 17 is, do you have habit of sleeping very late in the night? This habit is not good for weight loss. If you want to lose weight, you have to sleep properly earlier in the night. Mistake number 18 is, do you have a habit of sleeping immediately after meal in the afternoon? So sleeping 1 or 2 hours in the afternoon is not going to help you in your weight loss journey. Then mistake number 19, you have habit of drinking cold water regularly. This is not good at all, taking out water from the refrigerator or with ice in it and constantly drinking cold water. It puts off your digestive fire and you can put on weight easily. Mistake number 21, you hate yourself. If you hate yourself, then that's going to be a problem. This will not help you in the long run. It's very important that one has to like and love oneself. Mistake number 22, that you think there's going to be a miracle drug or a powder or a mixture that's going to make me lose weight. And then you do end up buying many of such things, experiment, try, and yet nothing happens. It's waste a lot of your money.
22. શું તમે કોઈ એલોપેથીની
Give me a
ગોળીઓ
minute.
ખાઈ રહ્યા છો?
Some Gujarati coming in the middle. I'll have to check it, what it is. All right. So if you are having any allopathic medicines, then also there is going to be problem, because many of the allopathic medicines can make you put on weight, and your doctors never tell you about it. Many of my patients, I have always checked if they are taking any such medicines or even vitamins, they tend to put on weight, and this time the weight loss is very difficult. Then the
તમને
next,
કોઈ
are you thinking of getting a bariatric surgery done? Then this is also very tough, because you are going to remove a part of your body, make your stomach very small in size, and this is going to be a problem, because you could have done this without such surgery. Because there are many other nutritional problems that happens after that, and it's better to check properly, and this is not really a solution. Then are you going to the gym and doing too much of exercise? Too much of exercise is also going to tire your body, and if your diet is not balanced with it, you are going to be in trouble. I see people doing exercises for more than 6, 7, 8 hours a day, all kinds. First they'll do yoga, then they'll do cardio, then do running. This too much of exercise also is not correct. Then have you got your thyroid test done? This is very important. You need to get your thyroid test done, because if you haven't got it done, then this is thyroid imbalance is definitely connected with your weight problem, and you just keep trying losing weight without that is not correct. Then are you on some oral pills for family planning? Then this also will make you put on weight, because it causes hormonal imbalance. Do you know that your body cells have memory, and it does remember? Because all the crash diets that you have done in the past, your body cells will remember every bit of it, and it will tell you that last time the food was not available, so this time if more food is available, just take it, keep it, you may need it. So all crash diets are very harmful. You lose 5 kilo 1 month, and next month when you start eating, you actually gain by 6 kilo. All these crash diets are going to be harmful in the long run. Then are you setting up a target that is unreachable? Like you have 100 kilo weight and you'll set up a target of 60 kilo. It's kind of very unreachable. It would be nice if you just set up a very small target of just 5 kilo in next 3 months. Then that works much better, and you can reach properly. Then finally, do you weigh yourself very, very often? आज मेरा 300 किलो कम हो गया, 300 ग्राम कम हो गया, आज मेरा ज्यादा हो गया. You just watch your weight very minutely, and then someday when there is weight loss, you go and enjoy with some sweets, and someday you gain the weight, and then you feel very depressed, and then you again go back to your Google Guruji and start looking for some miracle diet. So this is what is been going on all the time with all these weighing machines, and people weighing almost after every meal. So that's not the correct thing. So also one more thing, that do you spend a lot of time in front of the mirror watching your own body shape? You spend many hours just looking at your own body shape and not liking your own body. This also is a very big mistake. And then finally, I just want to ask you a few questions. You want to be on a diet, but you cannot. You cannot have any self-control. You want to eat certain food, you keep staring at the food. Your favorite foods are calling you, and whole day you are in great control. But by end of the day, around midnight, you suddenly wake up from your bed, open your refrigerator, and you start eating all the foods. So friends, these were the mistakes that I have listed out, and let's see if some of you can identify. I'm going to ask you a few questions. Last time, in the webinar, the best question was asked by Vaishali Jain. She asked about her hair fall, and she had it for last 5 years, and she wanted me to give some idea. I thought she needed a deeper consultation, so I'm offering this consultation to her as a free gift on my part. Whoever is going to ask me the best question today, I will also be doing a consultation free for that person. So do ask your questions, and I will offer one-time consultation free. And I will announce it via email to that person. So you have to send me your email also later on when we announce it. So now there are changing body shapes. You can see that by looking at the shape of a body of a woman, you can say that which hormonal glands are disturbed. The first one is showing adrenal gland, where you can see that upper half of the body, there is more weight. In the pituitary, you will see that around the abdomen, it is little more. And then you go to thyroid, it's around the waistline, which is bulging. And then finally, there is sexual organs, the gonads, that is ovaries. When the hormones are disturbed over there, you put on a lot of weight around your buttocks. So body shapes are telling about which gland is actually involved in you putting on weight in which part of your body. This is very important because all the weight loss plans that are going on and weight loss programs across the globe, they are not paying attention. They just, try some diet, some exercise, and many of them lose weight from A part of their body, but not from the B part. So this is not the correct method. The correct method will be the one where you take into account of the entire endocrine system and then balance the system, and then you really start losing the weight exactly where it is excess. Suddenly you don't want to look very sick on your face because you have lost weight and the face has a lot of wrinkles and you start looking very aged, and then you have lost weight but not lost weight from the right place where you should lose. So this is the biggest problem. Whenever you want to lose weight, you have to lose it in such a way that you start feeling much healthy and you also feel younger, more energetic. And if you are on any medication, we should be able to help you gradually reduce your medication or even stop the medication completely. Losing weight is extremely important because we have to be always our optimum weight. There's no point in having excess weight, not even 5 kilos. I keep only a margin of maximum 2 kilos, not more than that. Anything more than 2 kilo is going to be a trouble. So I sincerely recommend that do weigh yourself maybe just once in a month and make sure that your weight is not fluctuating beyond 2 kilos. This is very, very important. And if you have suddenly started putting on weight, then it's really a point of concern, and you do have to check what has happened in last 3 months prior to the sudden excessive weight gain. Sometimes there is also a lot of water retention in body depending on which gland is involved. That also I check, and then I want to help the person balance. Earlier, all my webinars, I've been always talking about a holistic approach. It is so important that mind, emotions, and body, we treat all these together. It can't be just body. Weight loss is honestly more about your mind and emotions than about your body. Remember, let me repeat it again. It's just not about you losing weight. It's also about you becoming mentally and emotionally happier, more stable, more in control, more in alignment, more radiant. This is both. The weight loss has to help you becoming healthy across the board. So let me show you one more picture. Now, this is a very, very important picture that we also showed last time when we talked about hormone balance, and Dr. Atul Shah also came and he was explaining how when he sees a particular area where the weight is more, he predicts which hormones are disturbed in the body, and then accordingly we get the hormonal profile done. And when we get this blood test done, we usually match it up. For example, the women who have a lot of weight around their butt, the buttock area or the hips, and also a little bit on their thigh, then they are usually of high estrogen, low progesterone, and low growth hormone. If there is little bit more around the waist area, then we say there is more insulin and there is usually some blood sugar balance. Then the belly fat around your abdomen, you lose weight, your hands and legs are thin, they are normal, but your tummy is bulging. If your tummy is bulging, you take a profile picture and you see that there's bulging there, then there is high insulin rate, low growth hormone, low or high estrogen, high testosterone, or high cortisol. So this is consistently, no matter what you do, what you try, this remains because these hormones need to be balanced completely. Then if the chest area has more weight, again it's a high estrogen and low testosterone. Remember, even woman's body has some testosterone and it has some function. So it is very important that the entire profile needs to be done. Some women have very, very fat arms, and they feel very ashamed of their fat arms, and they will not wear sleeveless clothes because the arm looks very bulky, round. So there, of course, it is the high insulin and low DHEA, which is your adrenal gland hormone, which is your stress hormone. In men, let's look at the chest fat. If the fat is more in this area, men have high estrogen. Remember, the breast look bulky even in men because there is a higher estrogen state and their testosterone levels are low. Then high insulin and low DHEA, just like how we have in women, also in men when the arms are very fat and bulky. Then abdomen, very round, uh, almost like a pregnant woman, round abdomen, fat. Again, it is high insulin, low growth hormone, high estrogen, low testosterone, and high cortisol. So all these have to be balanced. Then only this fat will go away. Then on the side, like waistline, high insulin and blood sugar balance, same as in women. And again, in the hips or buttocks, also once in a while we do see this kind of weight distribution, fat distribution. Here it is high estrogen and low growth hormone. So this is very important. The shape of the body tells about which hormones are disturbed, and this profile needs to be done before you start your weight loss journey. Now, one of the very, very important slide that I would like to show, and this is what is my observation, is the fat and toxins relation. These days, we are bombarded with thousands of chemicals via air, water, and our food. And some of the chemicals are processed in our liver, but some remain in the body without any processing, and they are now a problem. So to the fat, comes around hiding these toxins and protecting the various vital organs, and therefore the fat accumulation happens in order to isolate the toxins in your body. Now, if you want to lose weight, you have to detox. This is why I have a flower remedy kit which is called as Detox 21. About this, I'm going to tell a bit later, but there's a part in that, there's a bottle that is specially dedicated to fat and toxins in your body. Until you release these toxins, the fat cells will remain there and there only, because this is the body's mechanism to hold on to it until otherwise, if you release them, they are going to go and damage the various cells in your body. So as a protection mechanism, the fat cells are shielding them. Once you start your detox program, gradually all these toxins gently get released from your system, and the fat also is gradually melting away, and now you feel lighter, more healthy, and more in shape. So cleansing is a very big part of weight loss program. It is very, very important that these toxins have to be addressed. See, this picture says that stress is desert spelled backwards. So there is a very strong link between emotions and junk food. I have usually observed that when you are depressed, negative, irritated, anxious, stressed out, you tend to go for junk foods like pastries and ice cream. So the foods that are junk are directly related to the negative emotions, junk emotions in our own body. So that is why this is saying that whenever you are trying to reach out to for some chocolates or some junk food, always take a pause and look, what is it that I'm trying to escape, I'm trying to hide it, or I'm trying to temporarily look for a solution, or temporarily looking for a sugar rush. So emotions are very, very important, and I do help my patients. I make their emotional profile also along with the physical profile. I look for various eating and craving habits that they have, and always complete weight loss journey with also emotional and mental stability. I want to help them at emotional level also quite a lot, because it is invariably related to some emotional junk, some garbage, some emotions hidden, some suppressed, some repressed, that are not letting you lose the weight. There is this emotional eating cycle. Something happens that upsets you, so now you feel low energy, you want to now eat something, then you end up eating something more, a little bit extra, and then say you had two big pieces of a cheesecake or something like that, and then you feel now very guilty and powerless over the food, and again you feel depressed. Now when you feel depressed, now again you get upset, and this cycle goes on and on and on. More you eat junk food, more you'll end up getting negative emotions, more you want to again eat it. That is why there is junk food dependency or junk food addiction, or the junk food calling you out at wrong times. Various eating disorders that I've just mentioned over here are anorexia. There are periods when you just don't feel like eating anything, and there are periods when you eat far too much. It's binge eating, or sometimes you are very picky. I will not eat this, I will not eat that. Sometimes you are very perfectionist. Sometimes you hate your own body shape. All this goes on and on and on. Now, 7 steps to losing weight. These are the steps that I have been using it in my practice. Today, I will just mention them very quickly. Of course, the first one is the diet. Diet has to be a very healthy diet. I usually recommend a whole food, plant-based diet as the first step. Then if possible not, then I will partially do it. I will gradually do the hand holding, and I will show them the way finally to come towards the healthy diet. It can be one step at a time, and then gradually moving to the next, then the next, then the next. But this is the way to go forward, and then finally reaching a stage where we can go more on a whole food plant-based diet. Then of course, once you go on to a decent diet, you do have more energy, you start feeling lighter, and you have the energy for exercise. If I start telling you to start exercising right away, You can't, because heavy body, sweating, no energy, only fat, not much muscle mass, you cannot exercise very well. But once the diet is right, within few weeks, many of my patients are super happy exercising. It can start with just the walking exercise, just some yoga, and then gradually shaping up to heavier exercises. And because they have energy, they can do it. It becomes a very spontaneous thing. They love it. They are not exhausted. They have the energy. They enjoy. They just get up and start doing it. They are a lot more physically mobile. This is what is the influence of a right diet onto the mind and body. So they do it. They are motivated. They are spontaneously, eagerly doing it on their own. There is no pushing required. There's nothing that we have to keep repeating it again and again. Then sleep. I really pay a lot of importance to sleep. I have invariably observed that those who put on weight are late sleepers. They sleep at 12 or after 12, 1, 2. They are night birds. They are awake the whole night sometime. And so in the middle of the night, of course, they eat a lot of food. And the sleep cycle gets disturbed. But actually, a lot of wonderful healing happens after 10 o'clock in the night. We are supposed to sleep from 10 onwards till 5, 6 or 7 p.m. And this is the time your body has now to do various cleansing, various regeneration activity, where your organs are also, rejuvenated at that time. But if you don't sleep, then you are messing up the cycle and you don't lose weight because of this. Very important that interpersonal relationships have to be harmonious. If there are issues over there, I would really like to help. In fact, I do find a lot of problems over there. Someone is going through divorce, someone has a difficult relationship with their boss at work, or someone has a difficult relationship with their parents, or someone has problems with friends or boyfriends, or someone had a heartbreak. This is where a lot of problems are there. And this nobody likes me, nobody loves me kind of um, thought, I have to help them. I do emotional healing sessions and help them to overcome or transcend and come to a positive relationship. It is very important. If there is a toxic relationship that's eating you up, you are not going to lose weight. Also, it will get reflected in your own body. So what is within also is going to be on your body and is also reflected in your life. Now, also, you have to have a job which is satisfying you. It is very important that you do what you love. If you are put up in a job that you don't like, then you are going to carry those emotions and you feel like in a box and being used up, or not happy with life. Then that's going to not help you. Then recreation is very important. Some people are workaholic, they keep working day and night, there's no time to relax. And that's also a problem because it doesn't nurture the parts of us. We don't have time for some hobbies or walking in the garden. All this is very important. Even a time to be by your own self quietly, that also is very important. Positive attitude, of course, is of very, very, very important. If you, I know, but most patients who come for weight loss are not having positive attitude. They just come and they have very bad self-image, and it's all getting reflected all over their life. And I do have to help them here as well. And finally, I also see a very, very important point here is reducing electromagnetic radiation and chemical pollution exposure. In this lockdown, so many of us are, hooked on to various gadgets, and we spend hours and hours looking at the screen and not getting up, or not doing much physical exercise. This is going, this all the radiations that we absorb in our body has to work out something, and it's not easy. We are not meant to be living our life like this with the gadgets. We should be out doing things in the fresh air, walking, or doing something with our hand, or all that. But we are already surrounded also with the background radiation from the environment, so our body is going to get affected by this. And then there is also chemical pollution exposure. As I mentioned, there can be chlorine in your water, there can be in your food loads of pesticides, herbicides, fertilizers that are used. In the air there are particles that are trapped, like less than 2.5 micron. All these are going in our body, and our liver has to work a lot. And liver is one of the very important organ for weight loss program. So this is something I pay attention. Many of them do come up with fatty liver, and that's also abnormal, and it's liver trying to hide many toxins. So finally, I have a website. It is called as drrupasha.com, and I welcome you to visit my website. I do this weight loss program in 5 steps. Step number 1 is complete proper one-to-one consultation and setting up a profile of the person. I will be finding out some problems, identify them. Step number 2, I may get some analysis done, some detox program I give for 21 days before we even start with the proper other steps. And then step number 3 will be, I will be giving the proper diet plan that have to be followed every day properly. And then step number 4 will be uh, fine tuning the results. I'll also be checking the medications, if they are taking any, are they taking any vitamins. I'll be checking their hormonal levels also. And then finally, in the final result, when the weight loss has already happened, I teach them a way to maintain this weight. You do not want to go back and become sick again, because I see obesity or extra weight is a sickness only. So that should never happen again. I will be showing that way. This is how I do in 5 steps. If you are interested, you do visit my website. It is called as drrupasha.com, and you can fill up the form and I will get back to you and we can fix up a consultation. It has to be done systematically. It has to be done with all these factors kept in mind. I mentioned about hormones. I mentioned about various medications. All this is very important. The body profile has to be done properly, and then we start with the weight loss program. I also do another optimized wellness nutritional plan. This is only for 30 days. Here we do hair analysis of an individual, and we find out what all foods that are suitable to the person and what are not suitable. It's a complete nutritional analysis. Various steps are there, and I also figure out if there are processed foods and such things in their lifestyle. We will help them eliminate. We will suggest something about the lifestyle modification, and if required, some natural remedies. And this is a 30-day plan. This also can be taken up if you are interested, just to start as a step number 1. I would like to now mention some of the flower remedies which are extremely helpful in people who are trying to lose weight. And the first one is manzanita. The manzanita is a very beautiful flower. You can see here light purple pink color shade, and it's really very good for people who have eating disorders. Remember, I showed a slide earlier, and that was about eating disorders and feeling very unhappy with your own body. Someday you eat too much, someday you eat less, someday you are confused, what to eat. So this is helping people to have the clarity in their own mind and get over these eating disorders. Second flower is pine. I was mentioning earlier about the guilt, and you all the time blame yourself. People who are constantly using the line that, oh, it's my mistake, I'm the one who is responsible, I did this wrong, I did that wrong, I'm a bad person. This is the kind of image when person has. Pine is the remedy that helps them overcome this guilt about food or about in general anything in life, and this will clear up the mental and emotional pattern and help towards the weight loss journey. There's another one which is very good. It's called as buttercup. This beautiful yellow flowers is for those who have very low self-esteem, and they need to be very confident about who they are in life and what is their own self-worth, and start blooming like a flower. Century is a bark flower remedy. This is for those who are very weak willed. They are not able to say no. They will, if anyone says, you do this, even if they don't feel like saying no, they can't, because they just don't have enough strength. They are out to please other people. They have very weak solar plexus, and they are all the time serving other people. Sometimes there are fights in the family. Why can't you just say no? No, I'm not going. Some people can say clearly no, no means no. But there are a lot of people who are very confused. They say yes when they mean to say no. And this is because of the very weak solar plexus, which is also weak digestive fire, which is also making them feel very depressed and very mixed up emotions, and that's also they put on weight very easily. And yellow monkey flower, it's also a variety of mimulus flower, and this is the fear of weight gain. Hardly 2 kilo weight is more, and then there's a fear of weight gain, then they'll start fasting, and maybe they are eating wrong foods, they think, and they'll start going on some diet like keto diets, and I'll try Atkins diets, and I'll do this. Then they have an obsession, orthorexia it's called, as an obsession with eating foods that one considers healthy. So they'll eat only healthy foods and only eat this, I'll only not eat that. And also then they have some addictions also, which is fear linked with any type of addiction. So this is all kinds of fears in their mind regarding food and their food habits, and fears about weight gain, and they are completely out of proportion. So this is the flower that helps mentally overcoming the fears. There's another variety of this flower. It's called as pink monkey flower. Now this is when the weight gain is there because of there is a emotional protection required. Some people are very, very sensitive. Maybe they went through some abuse in their life or some trauma, and now their energy field has become very, very, very weak and very transparent. Maybe they have some shame, something that they are not worthy. They're hiding these emotions inside. Now when they're very, very, transparent in their energy field, very, very vulnerable, they get affected by other people or their emotions very quickly, and the boundary or the protection is not there, and these people tend to gain weight very fast. So the first thing we do is to set up this boundary right and make them emotionally very stable and strong, very clear. Once that happens, automatically the body weight starts going away. Chestnut bird, often we see people are doing some plans, they are doing, and then they hardly can do it for 15 days, 21 days, and then they are not able to follow. Why this happens? Because 21 days they can't complete, they don't have energy, they go back to their old patterns very fast, they start eating junk foods. They'll do it for 20 days, and on 21st day they'll celebrate with some ice cream or some junk food. So they go back to the same pattern again and again. So here this is the flower that helps you break the pattern. It's very important that you need to get rid of your old patterns very quickly. Crab apple is the people who are always obsessed with cleanliness. They're constantly concerned about perfection. Everything has to be perfect, neat, clean, and in great order. So same thing they do on their own body also. They're very hard on their own self, and they also tend to have some toxins hiding in their own body, and the crab apple helps them to clean up these toxins. Medron, this is, this tells us, our relationship with food. Because if the most important part is to establish a very healthy relationship with food. Food is something to nurture us. It gives us life. It's our building block. And it is very important for us to honor food, to love food, and respect the nurturing quality. So this is the flower that helps to restore our relationship. There are people who are dieting, and they are just too obsessed with their own weight and size, and they just don't seem to be enjoying life because of that. So here, this is the flower that helps us to see food and nourishment as something beneficial and enjoyable, instead of turning it into severe dieting and being unhappy with our weight and size. This is a beautiful flower. Even the name of the flower is called as Pretty Face. And this is about feeling very focused on the physical body and appearance, and seeing oneself as unattractive. So this is not accepting who you are, your own body shape. There is a lot of rejection of the self. So this is the flower that brings about a great amount of self acceptance. This is actually the step number one. Loving and liking your own self is very, very important before even you begin your journey. Then red bird. This is people who will take some extreme steps for the weight management. They will do some cosmetic surgery, they will do liposuction, then they will also take some drugs for beauty, and they may get bariatric surgery done. So they end up taking such extreme steps because they're so obsessed. So this is the flower remedy that helps to show them what is natural to your body, and follow the rules of nature rather than doing such drastic steps, because then that's going to harm you in the long run. So finally, I would like to also mention about Detox 21-day program. I have this Detox 21-day program which has got 7 bottles of flower remedies, and each bottle is to be used for 3 days, and it has to be used in a sequence. So 21-day detox plan is a very basic plan, and it is done in a sequence. As far as I know, there is no such plan anywhere in the world that I have seen, which is detoxing every part of your body. It starts from nervous system, then the next one is emotional healing, then the next stomach, intestine and liver, then the fourth one is for blood and kidney, the fifth one is cleaning your bones, the sixth one is cleansing your fat cells. Remember earlier I did mention about fat cells. You do need to clean up also your fat cells, and then muscle cells. So the toxins are hidden in all these places, and we need to detox at all the levels. Many of the existing programs in the market will be just for your liver or for your kidney or some muscle cells or something, but nobody even thinks about bones, nervous system, even emotional healing. This is very, very important. And this is more like a complete, very gentle program. I usually recommend to start your journey with a 21-day detox program, and it is something that you do every year, once in a year minimum, because it's really like how you service your car. You need to service your body and detox your body on a yearly basis. So 21-day, very gentle. It can be done along with any other medications or any other disease condition, or anyone who is also doing some other programs or diet plans, but this can be combined with it. So this is something that I recommend quite a lot. You can see a complete 45-minute video on this on the Healing Temple YouTube channel, which describes exactly what this 21-day program is about, why it is done in this particular sequence, and what are the different toxins that can get released, and what are the benefits at the end of it. Just last week, a patient called me up. She had just started the program and she was on the 4th bottle, and she told me that her constipation completely went away by the time she was on the 4th bottle. So what happens when the detox happens in this particular sequence? Some of your problems automatically can go away. And then usually I want to see my patient after the program is over. Now let's see what is left. And then we can suggest some other remedies. This helps. There is a fat loss, 6 number fat cells detox. There's also fat balancer formula, which I also give it in the long-term basis. The details of it is that it is also for the mind, emotions, and body. I did describe some of the flowers earlier. Some of them I also add Indian flowers. I do hormone balancing. It's a kind of a complex formula, but not necessarily it's going to help everybody, but it can be tried. And I also have a local spray. If there is weight only on a particular part of the body, we do give this local spray to help dissolve the fat, and it is a local application. So finally, I would like to say that flowers indeed have tremendous healing power. I have spent more than 35 years using various flower remedies. Whenever I walk down the street, my eyes are on the trees or plants, and I'm looking which flowers are blooming, which are in the season, what is the color, what is the healing quality. Even the flowers that do not have smell doesn't mean they don't have healing power, because here we are taking only the healing energy of flower. We are not cutting any flower. We are only taking the etheric imprint of the flower and using this in water or in sugar tablets as the healing power. Right now, you can see that nature is blooming, nature is thriving. We are all inside our house, but nature is radiant, it's vibrant. Suddenly, I just observed 3.5 months ago in our home garden, a papaya plant, just came up. And today I took the pictures. It is full of papayas coming, and the leaves are looking very healthy. And we didn't do a thing. Nature does spontaneously. It is blooming, it is gifting, it is abundant. And the flowers are the representative of the same nature's healing energy. For the current situation also, is nature is thriving, I know nature is my healer, and I would always turn back to nature for nature's healing energy to heal us and help us go through this current situation, and also give us the knowledge so that we never do this again, we never make these mistakes again, and remain healthy and celebrate our being on this planet. If you want to purchase any of these flower remedies or any other new remedies that are not yet listed, you can send us an email. Our website is omhimalaya.com. You can also book a consultation with me. You can send me an email. You can call up my clinic and I will fix up a time. You can also follow us on social media. We have a Facebook page of Healing Temple. We also have a YouTube channel called as Healing Temple. There are loads of testimonials on our Google Healing Temple page. And we also have a website, drrupasha.com. And my email is info@drrupasha.com. I was going to invite testimonials, but let's see if anyone has come. I will call them out for their weight balancing stories. Remember, I am mentioning it as weight balancing. Weight losing, yes, but also weight balancing is very important. You have to balance the weight, redistribute the weight at appropriate places. So finally, it's time for your questions. You should never be afraid to look yourself in the mirror. You are beautiful and you can always be what you visualize yourself to be. So let's get on to some of the interactive sessions. I'm very happy to answer. I'll also have a look at my Facebook page, and if there's any question over there, we'll take it up. So Facebook friends, you are also most welcome to put your questions. I am reading them as my Facebook window is also open. So Nandita would like to unmute everyone, and whoever has question, we'll take it up right now. This session is only for general public, not for medical doctors, because for medical doctors, the sessions are very different kind, where we talk a lot more about protein, fat, distribution, hormones, and also mind and emotions in greater detail. and some of the techniques and all those. But this is for general audience, so we have only done this much. So let's get going with if there are any questions, and if there's anything on also Facebook. Read,
Yes. The first question I'm starting from the chat box is from Ruchi Chawla. Hello,
right.
ma'am. I know that our cells continuously regenerate, but how do they remember about old diet plans?
So, our body is really very much like a computer. It has the memory. Whatever the new cells are produced is always out of the past memory. Everything is carried. Our ancestors, memory is also there in our every cell, our DNA. We inherit. There's nothing lost. You may forget in your mind, but every cell of your body has memory. Every molecule also is exactly as per that memory. The cell duplication happens through the messenger RNA exactly as per the memory. So if you have done some not right, it will remember. If you have fasted for a month, your body will remember. Every cell of your body will remember that the food was not available for an entire month. I was starving. And next time when the food is available, let's take some more. This is the way of nature. Nothing is forgotten. If there are any toxins, that are getting into your system, it will remain there for a long time. And even in the vaccination, remember what happens in the vaccination, the immune system responds. So even your childhood vaccination, will have effect even later in your life, because every cell of your body remembers. Your immune system cells also remember. So memory is part of our own, every cell, basically. It will remember. It will remember if you have done any wrong diets, if it will remember if you have taken wrong drugs. Everything is recorded.
Okay. The next question is from Indira. Why is cold water not recommended?
Yes. So I was mentioning that cold water should not be taken because there is digestive fire in our stomach that is helping us digestion of the food. When you take cold food, this digestive fire becomes less, and then your digestion slows down and you are not able to digest. What is your body storing as fat is the food, I would also say, not digested or not processed. What is digestion about? It is about you eating food, you absorbing it, you digesting the food, assimilating the food, and eliminating that which is not required. This completes the digestive system process. Now, if something goes wrong, you've eaten, but if you can't absorb, that's going to be a problem. If you have eaten the best of the foods, you cannot absorb, it's gone. If you absorb it, but if you can't digest it because your digestive fire is poor, then what's the point? Then assimilate. It has to go and become something. The calcium has to go to the bones. Protein, should go to the various muscle cells. So that assimilation has to happen very nicely. If that doesn't happen, it's going to be stored somewhere in your body. And some of the toxins and the waste not required have to be eliminated. Even if something goes wrong there, it's going to be in your system. So everything depends on this Agni or the digestive fire, and the cold water is not suitable to us. And therefore, I always recommend not to take cold water. Uh, some people take it, from the refrigerator, they'll take the bottle out and they'll immediately start drinking, and before meals and during meals and after meals, it puts off the digestive fire. So I recommend not to take, it's a room temperature water is the best. Otherwise, a little bit of warm water as throughout the day you can drink, that also helps the digestive fire.
Okay. Ruchi Chawla has a next question. What is water retention? How is it diagnosed?
So water retention is like you will have on your, say, feet, there's little bit of swelling, and when we press it, then there will be little bit of khadda type of, dent. So what happens that now you think this is the water retention. Sometimes there are bags here, under the eyes. So that is water retention. And many women have water retention just before their periods. So 7 days before they start feeling very heavy and the blouses become tight, and that's also most likely to be water retention. And once the menstruation starts, the water retention goes away. And then again, it starts with the next cycle. So this is what happens. So this is called as water retention. And I also do give some remedies made from flowers for water balancing. And sometimes, like, we've had patients who will lose like 5 kilo in 2 days, just because we have given something to balance water in the body, and they have a lot of urination after that, and all the water that was logged in various cells of the body, which was excess, goes away. So this happens sometimes in varicose veins, or sometimes your kidneys under functioning, or your legs are hanging, and then you see that there's swelling. You go on a long journey, you have very heavy legs. This is all part of water retention. Of course, it's a part of kidney function.
Okay, Meda Shah is asking, with multiple areas of fat bulges, what are the tests done before detoxifying?
So we have a complete hormonal profile. Right now, I don't have a paper, but usually for men and women, it is different. So there's DHEA, there is all these female sex hormones, then all this we get it done. Thyroid also is there, thyroid antibodies are also tested. So this entire profile is done differently for men and women. And then we figure out the hormones that I mentioned in that picture, all those we test them.
Neha Mundra is asking that you have something for fat cells in your detox program kit. But I would like to ask, what about people who are very thin?
So people who are very thin is also a problem. That means their body is not retaining the weight where it should. There is nutrition problem. Body is not holding on to the nutrition properly, is not getting it properly also. So this is a different problem altogether, and I do help them. And if there are any deficiencies, we help them. I have to get the profile done, but finally it is about looking very healthy, energetic, with a lovely skin and very vibrant skin, and the a pink picture of health. That is what is required. Optimum weight for each individual according to their body frame is different, which I will have to figure out after looking at the patient. Someone who is very thin but is very active and otherwise healthy, I'll figure it out. I'll have to take time out to check what it is. What is optimum for each individual is different. Also, I just want to know if they're on any medication or such thing, then that's very important to know.
Okay. Neha Mundra's question is, so the detox program, 1 minute. Sorry, Meda Shah is asking, does the detox kit help DHEA levels and insulin levels?
A detox kit may help to an extent. I don't say no that, but one has to get the profile done before, then do the complete detox kit, then wait for a few days, because the detox effect will still go on in your body for another 3 weeks after the program is over. And then we do the next test. And if the DHEA level comes up, that means there were some toxins in your body that were interfering the functions of DHEA. And then, but it's not, it varies from individual to individual. There's no perfect result, because I always say that no two human beings are alike, but it is worth trying.
So Neha Mundra had asked the earlier question about detox program being relevant for thin people.
Yes,
She's
it
asking,
is.
so the detox program is not required for the thin people?
No, it is required for thin people as well. If they are underweight, then there's a problem as well. And definitely they also should be taking it. It's for both.
Okay, so that was the last of the question. I've also covered Facebook.
All right, thank you very much. If everyone wants to come, like, show me their face and maybe want to interact, or anyone wants to share something, we'll
I
be
have
here for a few more minutes.
unmuted everyone, but everyone has to individually unmute themselves.
All right, and then maybe you want to show me your face and ask me any other questions. I have another few minutes before we leave. Anyone who wants to share their weight loss trials and journey, or any other questions, you're most welcome. Nandita, you want to share something?
Yes, I have been actually I have been one of your patients and I have lost a good amount of weight thanks to you. Post after I turned vegan because of Dr. Rupa Shah, I've already lost about 10 kilos. But there are some issues. A lot of vegans have lost weight, but my problem was that I faced a series of issues after I turned vegan. So veganism has got nothing to do. I got all my weight back. So my weight loss, I was yo-yoing for many years. In the past 5 years, you've seen my weight yo-yo. And I
Hmm.
had a lot of emotional baggage that I carried with me and I've let some of it go. I'm now reversing everything. But I'm realizing that the psycho-emotional baggage that I have is actually not easy for me to just drop. I'm facing that challenge right now. I have a distended tummy. So it kind of matches with all the things, all the classic mistakes, 31 mistakes. I'm making more than half of them. And your classic profile of me with the tummy bulge, it matches. So I'm one of your classic cases of obese people. So, you
Also,
know,
another thing that I have observed that you need to declutter your life, because usually our environment reflects us. Suppose if we have our life, a lot of things are cluttered, unfinished, it reflects us immediately, and we need to sort them out one by one and organize. Then same happens to our health part also, that we start sorting them out. If we are surrounded by loads of things that are dumped, or there's no place to walk, or there's no free flow of energy, a lot of things we think I'm going to throw away, I'm going to see later, and then 3 years pass before we see that pile. So this is also another problem. I usually see that their environment reflects how they must be in their body as well. So decluttering is very important in every part: emotional decluttering, physical decluttering, and also in the body. So there is a Jainism, one principle is there, it's called as aparigraha. That means you do not hold anything that you don't need. You only take what is appropriate, what is needed, and everything else that is excess, you do not hold and you let it go. So all of us need to make a stepwise program about the various piles neatly kept somewhere in our homes, and then releasing it to the universe one by one, and feeling confident that I don't need those and I will be given. I have myself gone through it over the years, and I've got rid of huge chunk. I remember last year, in the month of May, I organized my entire house properly as per Mary Kondo, and it was so well. I really, like a big challenge I took, and every drawer, every house corner, every part of my cupboard, in my kitchen, everywhere. And when I finished doing it, I felt good, of course. But what a wonderful thing that even this year, May month, when I was opening for cleaning, everything was neat, well organized. The energy was flowing nicely, and there was very little work that needed to be done. And it's the same for our own body. If you want to construct a house, we always buy the best of the brick, best of the iron, best of the cement. Why not the same for our own body? Is to always buy good food, organic food. Always before putting in your mouth, wait for a few seconds, observe it, do the mindfulness exercise, and just ask, do I need it? How much do I need it? Or have a sense of gratitude, and then eat very slowly and mindfully. Then that is going to something become a part of you. You will be able to digest and remain healthy.
all right.
Thank you,
Thank
Nandita,
you.
for sharing. Am I right on decluttering part?
Yes, yes, I'm one of your classic cases. Uh, and I'm an ideal example of a typical person who cannot declutter, is inconsistent and unsustainable to follow all the methods shown, and I kind of drop things, I forget about it, and I start craving, I start binging. So as much as I'm emotionally binging, I'm also hoarding. and collecting things. So,
Right, and over dependency on the material things.
mm,
And honestly, the happiness is not in the material, it's within us. So, for us to let go of the material is so important. It's the same way as letting go of the excess weight.
mm, okay.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Ruchi, you want to say something? Thank you for being here today again.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you. I think more or less with divine blessings, I could make it to all 9 sessions. And
Fantastic.
I've made the notes and my diary is all full now.
Very nice. Thank you very much. So this is concluding our 9-part series on various general topics and how I treat my patients. Always, looking at the mind, emotions, and body as a holistic perspective. And I always add flower remedies because I thought that is the missing part. And in fact, I have found flower remedies to be very, very powerful, very simple, very gentle, no side effects, good for even small babies, even pregnant mothers can take, or pregnant women can take, or also elderly people can take. If you're taking any allopathic medicines or any other medicines, you can still take flower remedies. So, and there's no question of overdose or underdose. And also it is not causing any dependency. It is helping you to overcome a problem. You're done with it. It's literally like taking in from nature the energy of the flower and it becoming a part of you, adding some knowledge to us, healing us completely, and how beautifully, gently the flowers become us. Thank you very much. And I don't know when will I be back again with some other series or some other things. I am doing a lot of events yet every week actually on other topics. I'm a medical doctor and then I also do all these flower remedies and I also do a lot of activities with plant-based diet, basically vegan activities, since I've written books also on that. So next week I'm participating in 4 events actually, all on online webinars. If you all tune into my Facebook page, I'll be announcing over there. The first event is on Monday. It is on vaccinations. It will be at 6 o'clock. It's we are going to discuss all about vaccinations, a new perspective. On Thursday, it's an event for doctors, but others can also join in. It's about plant-based diet. On Friday, again, it's the same event is in Hindi. Again, the health benefits of plant-based diet. And then on Saturday morning, I'll be on Instagram chatting with someone uh, in the morning, early morning. So all these events I will be announcing, and I keep doing many things. I published the magazine called Compassion. We have a website called as Compassion Magazine. We also have another very important one. It is called as Kitchen Doctor. So how your kitchen, is so important. Your food should come from your kitchen. Your medicines, should also come from your kitchen. Your cosmetics also should come from your kitchen, and your personal hygiene products also should come from your kitchen. There should be a doctor in your kitchen. You don't need me then, right? So the kitchendoctor.in is a website where we are planning to train all the men and women to become their own doctor, the kitchen doctor, and get all the healing remedies, your food, everything from your kitchen. If that's set right, I think most of them will be healthy and hopefully we will, not need doctors and medication so much. So it's Kitchen Doctor, Circle of Health, Compassion, and also Healing Temple. Healing Temple is my clinic, and Dr. Rupasha is my website. And I also have this omhimalaya.com. That's where we export all these flower remedies to many countries, and we teach about it. There were some of you who were interested in advanced course of flower remedies, only for those who are, practitioners and who want to seriously practice. Now, I will see when I have time. I will put up such a online course. Don't know when. So whenever I will put it up, I will announce, and it could be like it will be done in various levels, like level 1, 2, 3. So we will announce whenever I'm ready for level 1. I have done this a lot more in Europe and US, but not in India. India I did many years ago, but recently I haven't done. So I will start again, doing and teaching everyone. So those practitioners who are interested, do stay in touch and look on Facebook or any other places for announcements. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here today. And we had a wonderful time together.
Thank you.